the matter. How to build your brand story, and why would you even want to build your brand story? So let me just check that. Actually, my volume is on. I think it is on loud as it can be. The reason why you want to build it and what does it all entail. So the key pointers I've put in are the first one, and I'll summarize the total towards the end. Your reason why. I have talked about this in other videos. Your reason why is quite essential, and it will link into your backstory as well. So your reason why is about what motivated you, what prompted you to get into the business that you're in now, and also that you're motivated to start as well. Okay, so it's essential to think about your reason why. That is what forms your backstory. Okay, so I'll interlink those two, because your reason why is this intuitive gut feeling that you have that is encouraging you to get into this specific niche market that you're interested in. And that is what will also connect you with your prospective clients. Now, your backstory. Your backstory is what you've already developed and it was based on the I. It is your personal journey, how you've got to where you are, and your backstory then forms into your mission statement for your business as a collective. And then it also forms into your purpose as well, your vision, so that if you're working with anybody, they also are communicating in the same language as you are, and they're representing you based on your ethos, your background story, your reason why, your motivating factors. And this is what will connect you to your prospective clients as well, to understand what you're doing and whether it connects with them, and if they're motivated to work with you as well. Okay, so the reason why this is important is that I have seen numerous people who are in business, and the business is either promoting other people's products. And what gets lost in that is about developing your own personal identity. So it's about moving away from the entrepreneurship, the employee mindset, into the entrepreneur mindset. The entrepreneur mindset is about developing you as a brand rather than being stuck in that work ethic where you just do something passively on behalf of somebody else, because somebody else is not going to be there for a lifetime, and you'll forever be just picking up things and going without a trail of evidence of actually what you have produced as well. So this will go in nicely with the next point that I was going to talk about as well. And that is point number 3. Okay, so before I move on as well, I was going to highlight about when you have a story, somehow, emotively, it connects to people. Okay, so emotively, people are looking to connect. They're looking to belong to some form of community as part of their personal identity. So wherever you have established your business, you want to have, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or you have a blog site, website, wherever platform you have chosen, you want to have a space where you have a description, okay, a brief description about your background story, brief, okay, and as how much space it will allow for. And also, like on your Facebook business profile as well, that's where I focus my business on, rather than like on my personal, or my second Facebook profile is more of business networks. I still am concentrating on my business page, and my business page will include what I'm all about as a brand, what the CFM Elite Lifestyle Business stands for, and who I want to connect with, and what my purpose is, what motivated me as well. And part of that I've talked about, and to share with you here, if you haven't heard before, my background is I was in a 9-to-5 before. I was trapped in 9-to-5 intentionally. I chose to make that decision and to be passive in the act, although I had a dream about what I wanted to achieve. Then I decided to, and this didn't just happen overnight, I decided, because the more I felt it, the more I felt like I was trapping myself within that work arena rather than being out there. I always dreamt about being out there. And so there were motivating factors in terms of life adversities that forced me to change my life around. Okay, so part of it has been having this extra awareness because of living with a chronic pain condition, fibromyalgia. So I connect with people in terms of my story as well, where intuitively or by accident or by coincidence, whatever you may call it, something has happened that has flipped my world around. But as a result of that, I've also found ways to create the lifestyle that accommodates my condition. So there are people who I will meet across any form of like arena who will connect to this, and others will not. Okay, so not everybody will connect, and people I tend to connect with are also, for instance, small business owners, people who've created their own business, entrepreneurs, just as an example. So the reason I've given you that little bit of a background is to just show you how impactful a story can be. And I didn't even go into that much detail, but it's just to give you a snippet of it as an idea. Okay, so you're creating that with how you're going to help people. How are you going to add value into their lives and contribute to like a bigger purpose? Okay, so you are uniquely you. There's nobody else like you. Although sometimes it may feel like there's competition out there, it is always going to exist. It is always going to be there. But what makes you stand out as part of a brand, okay, brand as your company and as a personality, is that there's only one you, unless if you've got a twin out there in the world somewhere, okay? There's only one you in this world who can connect to people based on your ethos, your personality, your background, and what you bring forth and what you give people. And not everybody has to like you. So part of this journey is also about building a strong foundation mentally to know that you don't have to please everybody. Okay? You are here for a specific reason to add value to a specific group as a reason of identifying a product that connects with you, your life purpose, and you want to educate, add value, help other people to also join their own vision, their own path, wherever they may be stuck in life. And that's the whole purpose of having a business or starting a business. And this applies across the board as well, any type of business. Everybody has some form of intuitive background of what led them to where they were. So if this is all making sense, just let me know, hi, you're there. And also like to thank you for joining me as well. Take my little bit of water here. Okay, so I really haven't forgotten their branding colors. The thing about the journey of entrepreneurship, pre and after and along the way, it's not thinking too deeply into it. The reason why I'm saying this is that a lot of people get trapped in their creativity that doesn't get them anywhere. They get trapped in wanting to perfect things rather than implementing them to the point that they're dreaming about it. So the brand colors, you may be dreaming about them, thinking about them, but not doing anything about it. Go with intuitively first with what you connect with. And this is what will help people. Once you've identified specific colors that you like, then this becomes a consistent theme along your journey and your business. Okay, in everything that you do. And subliminally, people do connect to colors. Okay. And you can just hop on to my favorite go-to place, Google. No surprises there, it's been there forever. And you will see a list of colors, what they mean, what each color symbolizes, because there are designers out there who spend time thinking about this and they've already done the work for you. Once you've read the backstory based on the colors that you've chosen, it's to look at, do you connect with that ethos, that message? So when you're producing content, you ultimately connect to it. It's also developing your personality. People associate people with colors, with how they present themselves on their platforms, wherever it may be, and in person as well. Okay, then thinking about, I hope the branding colors make sense. So don't think too much about it, because the greatest thing about being online, you have the greatest opportunity to test things out. You're not always going to get it right, and that is perfect, because you are learning, and then you can look back and reflect on what you've actually achieved. Your brand colors may evolve over time because things do change. Our personality types, in terms of what's been created, things do change over time. And there's apps that can assist you to design and be creative without you having to do too much yourself. They've already been created there. Okay, so I will give you a list of the type of tools to use as well, because part of like my outline when I hopped on here was that I was going to also provide tools, and that's what we need to help us in business as well. Then think of your brand story as well as a legacy and wealth building creation. Okay, think about it as not for immediate gains, but it's about the trail, the footprints that you're leaving on this planet. Looking back, you will have a book of scripts, videos, everything that you have produced will have a trail. And often people think about the immediate gains, forgetting that once you produce content, it becomes evergreen. And when you have links or you have certain information that connects you further with people, the likelihood is that when somebody's out there, they may not do it today, they might do it in 6 months or a year. They'll go on Google and search for information and come across your legacy footprints. Okay, what you have created, your story, your narrative, that will connect with them. Okay, and they'll be motivated to buy into what you have to offer. So always think about it that way. It's not just for the immediate gains, it's about what you are building. Okay, what you're building as your portfolio. Because when you look at it in any form of business, in education as well, when you're applying for jobs, somebody will always ask you for your resume or your CV. And what they're doing is they want to know what your background is. What is your background story? What type of work have you produced, in order for them to assess whether you meet their requirements? Okay, so like models, they have a portfolio they have to present of work that they've done. So it's in every arena. When you have a business, you're also thinking about it in that way, including if you're network marketing or affiliate marketing, you are producing your own work. Those networks have been created to make it easier, but not to create laziness. Because when you create laziness, it just means that you're becoming passive and you're not really connected to what you have chosen. So what I mean by this is that you're not doing extra work aside from just promoting links and videos, but nothing else. So what this does is it doesn't leave any trail. It doesn't leave any connectivity to anybody, because that information gets lost. And it's most likely that when you are sharing videos or links, you are sharing videos or links that somebody else has created, and you are leading them to that person, and that's what they will connect with. There's nothing wrong with that, because it's a business partnership. But what you also want to be able to do is have your own brand story, the reason of what motivated you or connected you to that partnership, and how it's helped you, how it's motivated you, and the types of key lessons that you've learned along the way that can add value in other people's lives. So the more you know your product, the more essential it is and helps you in the long term. Then we're leading on into content creation. Content creation is your gold mine. And I've mentioned this before. You can always look at my previous videos, and I'll also create clicks for you to follow as well. You will see them coming across the screen above me somewhere, to go and watch a video that I have recorded in the past, and they're quite helpful. I can't remember what they're called. I want to call them tabs, but they're not called tabs. I'll remember. Probably after I hop off this video. So content creation, it's a narrative. It's about your brand story. It's about the educational information you're learning within your niche market that connects to your ideal clients. And that helps. And this is what I've been talking about in terms of your legacy and wealth building, and how unique you become as a result of producing your own branding style. And then also look at it this way: when you create your own personality, your brand story, it can be nerve-wracking, but in the long run, it pays off, because nowadays, because we're all connected globally on social media and other platforms, you could potentially start to monetize on your brand and just your personality alone. So how worthwhile is that? Because then you will have the opportunity to impart your knowledge, your skills, and your reason why to help people, more people as well. God mine, okay, in that sense. So it's about adding value and leaving a legacy as you go along, leaving your footprints on this planet. Okay, so market yourself and your personality, so essential. And if you have a fear about coming on live, trust me, it's not easy. I got through so many blunders, even in my mind, as I was like talking. In the beginning, I was a little bit thrown off, and I knew that. And my speech hasn't been that perfect, but that is not my greatest concern, because the more you perfect something, the more you dilute it. And look at it this way as well, is that what you're imparting is more about the impact that you want to make. So it's not only about you, it's about who do you have in mind that you want to help. That's why you're doing this. So the more you think about who you want to help, the better. Then it takes the I outside of the equation. You become less fearful and much braver to jump in and to start marketing yourself and your business and your brand personality, and not hiding behind it. And this is the way the world is evolving, because we are used to seeing people on lenses now. Okay, before it used to be you could just market mountains, pictures of mountains, pictures. You still do that. National Geographic does that. It's known for doing that. But when it comes to individual persons and small businesses, people want to get to connect more, on a more authentic level before they're able to leap into something, because there's so much information out there. So I hope everything that I've shared with you today has made sense, and that you've gained something out of it. And I'll just summarize quickly, but before I do that, remember to hit the subscribe button above, and I'll look at my ceiling. It's above me somewhere on this on this platform. Share out to anybody who you believe is going to connect with this message and want to contribute somehow. And then when you also subscribe, you have the option to also be notified of when I come on live, so that we can interact, or you can watch it a bit later when you're free as well. So the things that I've talked about today, just in summary, are on having your reason why, your backstory, which helps you to create your vision statement and mission statement and life purpose for your business. It also helps you to connect with people who you want to add value to in their life. You are only one individual. You're unique. So you're already your own brand story. And then moving on into colors as well. So colors, it's about intuitively connecting to the colors that speak most to you, then finding out from like resources that are already there what these colors symbolize, and do you still connect with it, and then be consistent in your message delivery and your color throughout your branding as well, because people connect with colorful things for some reason. Then look at your business as developing a business portfolio that over time it might start out like this, but then it'll grow and grow and grow. And this is what people will use as a reference point to see, to assess whether they want to partner up with you or take up your services somehow. It helps to have that portfolio and for you to step out in front of your business as well. Then content creation is also about that legacy building, having content that's in video format, written format, so that you have a trail of evidence, okay, left behind. And that will help you as well to think about it as monetizing. And the way you do that is by creating email lists, landing pages, then market your personality, market yourself and your personality. And in terms of tools, before I leave, I nearly forgot about it. So tools that I use on a regular basis, and I use numerous other ones, but today I've picked just a few. Lead pages and get response, Canva, Creator Studio. In short, I've got it in here as an app on my phone, and I use that for videos and for photos, for editing as well, and with filters sometimes. Sometimes it just no filter at all. And then I will also share templates on to help you with branding your story, and hope you'll find those useful. Thank you for joining me on this live session, and remember to hit that subscribe button. See you until next time.